Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken and today we are continuing the journey of Syken Shoots Our Hunter. Now here's another interesting story. We have made our way to level 23, so I made like 2 levels since the last recording, and I really tried to get a DM group going. Matter of fact, we had an almost full group, just missing a healer. And I figured, you know what? It absolutely doesn't make any sense to start a recording whilst I'm continuously spamming looking for heal. Because that just would be not good content whatsoever. So I always pushed it a little bit out in an attempt or in a hope to get that healer, whilst continuing to just doing one quest after the other in Red Ridge, like the Red Ridge Mountains. And before you saw it, an hour later, the entire area was fully quested through. So, yeah. I really and unfortunately cupped myself with that. Because now Red Ridge is gone. Could have had good content with that, and it's unfortunately another episode lost. Well, such is the life of an empty server. I really tried to do whatever I can, but it wasn't working out. Anyways, we're going to start questing here. This is a very special area for me, because this is the area where Stitches lives, and Stitches is the naming entity of our server, so naturally it's an honor to be in said area. We are starting with spiders, or like widows to be precise. Got no buffs, but we upgraded our weapons a bit. Silver-plated shotgun is the name of the game at the moment. I'm always trying to kind of run engineering to a level where it makes sense to have level appropriate weapons. So I actually a little bit above the normal engineering level for this level, because then we're getting skill points and just a really good weapon, typically for an absolute bargain of a price. Cypher is still doing incredibly well, and you can see mobs that are higher level than us, even with their stupid poison, really ain't have that much on us. We can still chain kill them. Then we're just healing and rinse and repeat. Got enough mats to continue the crafted shots. So we're going to be fine. And our first idea is we're going to go and get the totems down there. Plus a couple of skeletal horrors. These are immune to poison, aren't they? No, they're not. Okay, cool. Even better. So gotta get 10 of the skeletal fingers. Yeah, and if they do not have poison, like the last ones, you can see just how well Cypher is tanking, eh? Does have a bit of a disease. Physical damage increased. Okay. Gotta be careful with that, but that's okay. I have been thinking about skilling this here improved Man Pet, because it gives you a decent chance that you can remove diseases, poisons, curses, and so on. I potentially will actually skill 1 point into it, because it makes the leveling so much easier. lots of parries. And I need to get new fresh water. The one that I'm having isn't any good. So, 10 skeletal fingers will take some time. We need spider legs, that will take some time as well. We need vials of venom. That one will be fast. Simply because there are like hundreds of spiders around. But before we do any of that, or whilst we're doing all of that, we're moving further to the south because there is a kill quest here. A couple of skeletal mages and a totem of infliction. Yeah, a level appropriate gun is helpful because it allows you to just simply kill mobs with auto attacks without spending too much mana. Like I put a certain sting on them, and then other than that, it's really just auto attack after auto attack. And without crits, it's like 5-6 shots, and they are already down. I know that there's a follow-up quest for something in here, but I was running out of quest space. So we'll need to do the quests that we do have now, and then we're getting follow-up quests, because here's the thing. I got quests for Dead Mines still, I got already quests for the Stockades. Hell, I even got a quest for Black Fathom Depth. And that's a lot of dungeons, but with an empty or empty-ish server, that's not really good. I show you something. Who 20 to 22 would normally be like every single level of that would normally be 50 plus people playing on that level. It's not that far into the game. It is a Saturday when I'm recording this, so this is prime time afternoon Saturday gaming, and we do have 16 people in the level range of oh shoot, Cypher is down. We have 16 people in the level range of Dead Mines. Just let that sink in, eh? $16 people, yeah. And I was trying yesterday, trying so hard to get people, but when the server is empty, it becomes almost impossible. And there is a bit of a compounding effect, I would say. So the moment that people do not find groups here, they will more likely go to another server and will try to kind of find a better environment to game. And that then leads to even less people being here, and it's more likely that people are being frustrated. So I'm staying no matter what, because I have a lot of characters here and I still want to complete my challenges, and that is independent on other people. I don't mind, I can solo level from 1 to 60 and still have a lot of fun. So the game is that good. But of course it's more fun when you do have a bit of a social environment around. Good. We're finally at the point where we need to kill skeletal mages, and I love skeletal mages because they have almost no hit points. My pet is eating all of the nasty frost magic, and I can simply stand back and spam one shot after the other. That's a good place here if I was to grind. Again, you find the place with the highest density of casters with hopefully like low damage spells, because that's the one thing that's dangerous about casters, when they start dishing out a bit too much damage. Yeah, and I would potentially just go for that area and camp it. And this is typically an area, by the way, because it is very densely packed and it is forced respawn, so you can never fully clear this field. It is typically an area where you're seeing like at least 2 to 3 players, but it is barren empty. It's crazy. Typically not used to that. Granted, the whole situation with the server might go into the reverse at some point. There are still a lot of people that want to play here, so it's not all bad. In the evening times it's even better. And the raiding scene is super active because they have invested a lot of time and commitment in the characters, so naturally they don't want to leave. But the leveling scene here, absolutely dead at the moment. And I can understand it, because here's the thing. If you look at the statistics, around 1%, give and take, make it to the highest level. Which means for 99%, so the vastest or vast majorities of players, the game is exclusively a leveling game, and you're essentially just looking at a small fragment of the player base that is doing anything but leveling. I think we need to abort mission here. Curse of Blood. That's nasty. Yeah, we're just going to abort that. Okay, so bottom line, you're looking at a fraction of the player base, the tiniest of fractions of player bases. And the rest of the players are just leveling. So whether or not the full raiding content is open is only relevant for players at maximum level. And here's the kicker to the story. Out of all people that make it to 60, just looking at the names and the people, since I know this server here very well by now, out of all of the players that make it to 60, you can say approximately 20% are raiding. The rest is either dying, is doing a couple of dungeons, or is simply not interested in raiding content and quit after they have done their journey to level 60. So that means we're not even looking at the 1%, we're looking at a fraction of a percent, because then in raiding, many people after a single raid are already quitting. So I'm personally estimating, based on the numbers here of stitches, that out of the entire player base, we're looking at less than 0.1% of people that more or less regularly raid hardcore content, and the overwhelming majority does not do so. So meaning at least 99.9% of the players is interested in other stuff that is not impacted by the server being fresh. So them starting out completely new means that everybody else is starting out new, and they just have a more lively and rich leveling experience because they see more people. That's the way it is. And that means for leveling on this server that many people, even if they die, will not go again. They rather continue with other projects, stop playing, go on a normal era server, which is the softcore version, maybe one with PvP enabled, and that is that. Yeah, bottom line for us in the leveling process, there isn't really that much leveling companions that we're finding at the moment, which is unfortunate. Okay, I'll fast forward the rest of this year. Enough of my little rant about the fresh server. I've made clear what I think about that, and it is what it is. So let's continue doing this here. Alright, so after a short break, we're back with the second part of this series. We are going to take the northern route. Still got a few goofy legs that I will need to collect from a few spiders up here. We'll not walk through the Worgen, and we're for sure not going to fight level 30 undeads. So that's a hard no. But we will go all the way up here and go to the graveyard, where there are quite a few quests for us at this point in time. Unfortunately, I don't have enough playtime on the block at the moment to really go for anything but solo quests, which means likely that the whole Dead Mines thing is off the table. Not sure yet if I would want to do Dead Mines with level 24. That seems excessive for just a couple of quests, and maybe it is just the fate of this hunter to not do dungeons and instead do solo quest content and a couple of group quests here and there, which also would be an interesting playthrough, or effectively showcasing how to play on an empty-ish server. Got a nice little ad there. Oh, nice. Okay, so these guys here have goosey spider legs, which is exactly what I'm looking for. The wolves have lean wolf flanks, which again is what we're looking for. And Cypher is really just hunting down whatever we point our gun to. So on our way towards that other side, we'll get a lot of game. Okay. So, a few more starving dire wolves. Easy for us to take down. We'll need 10 of these flanks, so boy, this is going to be a wolf hunt if there has ever been one. We're going to clear the forest of all of these wolves. By the way, I got myself 250 first aid, which means, look at that. Pop, pop, pop. Unfortunately, we were interrupted, but point being, we can just heal for like what, 800 hit points, which is a full lay on hands if we get it through. Same for Cypher. Luckily, Cypher always regenerates in between the pulls, which is very, very nice. They have done that incredibly convenient to give the pet so much out of combat spirit that it essentially like goes to full. We just can't chain pull because the moment that the pet is in combat, it becomes a bit more difficult. But you can see even us just looting 2 corpses means Cypher regained like 40% of their hit points. Okay, cool. I'll tell you what, we're just going to continue farming here. I'll get all of the wolves down ASAP, and we're continuing once we are at the graveyard. Alright, so we made it after a long grind through here. First of all, we got all of the wolf parts. The spider parts are a bit harder to find, but luckily there are many spiders around, so we made it to the cemetery. And we will make it to Sven as well, who's hopefully going to give us a couple of updated quests. We need to find ghoul fangs as well. So we already have something to do on the cemetery. Uh-oh. That is a bad sign. Got a rare Lord Malarthrion. Somewhere up here where the mobs are anyways, a bit higher. So these guys are level 28. We don't want to mess with them. What we want is to go to Sven and maybe get a couple of spider parts. So let's get the spiders really quickly done. We're getting a lot of spider ichor and other spider related drops, but not the spider meat that we're looking for. Luckily we got all of the wolves done. Perfect. Perfect level to do the wolves. Typically I've often done that wolf quest when I was too high level and then all of them were grey. But them still being green is a decent challenge. Getting these rabbit wolves down. Might as well clear our path to Sven. And then it's time for some updated quests, and there are a couple that are a bit too high. In the skeleton horrors we can do. The fiends potentially not yet. No, not sure. Maybe we can. This is another one of those cooking quests. And by the way, just from kill experience, which is crazy with the hunter, just because we're killing so fast. Almost made it again to level 24. Okay. Finally here. Let's go, boys.
Well met. Be careful.
There are your supplies, Sven. And we gotta abandon something. Okay. Which we've done. So, rabbit dire wolves. 8 need to be killed. That's easy. They are on the way. And still some more spidery legs. And then we have a lot of ghoul fangs. So, let's get to work. Can't be that difficult. Moving to the graveyard now. Hey, so back. I did a little bit of grinding in between, mainly to get our world buff back and just to finish the quest here, really. So that got us pretty much like half a level ish. And I want to use the rest of the episode to do a couple more quests here, then go to the 8-legged menace down there, do Sven's little quest, and then basically trade in most of the stuff. So we've been doing quite a few quests that were just kill quests, so not very attractive content. Because if you need to kill like 20 odd of the same mob, it might not be interesting enough. Anyways, it was good though to get all of the buffs going, because with world buffs we're doing very well for ourselves. Morladin is running around somewhere here. Yep. Alright, we marked him. He's back there, which is fine. We just need to stay far away from him. He's like a high level elite that is patrolling the area. And we want to make sure that that is not going to spoil our fun here. And you can see with those extra buffs and a somewhat new gun and decent ammunition, we're actually killing everything inside in a matter of a few shots. You see a very much a spot where a lot of the bots are also just running around, because there is quick respawn, a lot of interesting loot to get, some herbs to farm. So yeah, it's one of those spots where other hunters, oftentimes those are bots, are just chilling out. For us, it's a quick way of getting the quests done. I bet you that other hunter is a few levels higher. Not massively higher though. I was thinking if it would be a bot, they typically take like very easy enemies. Gosh, the killing speed though is quick. Let's just check something with buffs, okay? So we're just going to do a bit of a start here. And I want to see in, say, 2 to 3 minutes how many mobs we can actually get down. So that's one. And I'm out of mana, by the way, so this is all just effectively auto-attacking. That's two. That is 3. 15 seconds kill speed. The only pause here is to get to more enemies because we are so fast in killing. So take away maybe 5-6 seconds. Nah, a little bit more. 10 seconds is what we needed to take. So that's number 4. That is number 5. That is number 6. We're kind of rocking that 1.5 minute, minus the movement that I mentioned. That is number 7. Yeah, so it's 15 seconds per enemy kill speed, which is hilarious if you think about it. That's really, really, really fast. Alright, our job here, by the way, get down 30 enemies. Let's move these guys over here so that only one of the respawns adds. Did we get one or multiple adds? Looks like multiple adds. No, one add. Okay, well, we can do that. Gotta be careful around here in the woods. Stitches is roam or starting to roam, so we don't want to run into him either. And it's crazy, if you kill fast enough, then your pet is really not taking a lot of damage to begin with. Good, little test is done. 15 seconds per kill speed, which is quite a bit. And thanks to hyperspawn, this area here always has enemies in them. And you can see there are quite a few other players that are trying to like clear this area, which is why so many enemies are respawning. Anyways, I'll fast forward the rest of this part because this is just mindless grinding, and we're coming to the next quest afterwards. Alright, so picked up another quest, by the way, which I should have gotten beforehand, but yeah, be it as it may, we just got it for even more spiders. This part here is a bit tricky because it can give you the false sense of security that everything is alright, but in reality it is not, because these Defias Night Runners are quite tricky. The whole field is essentially full of hidden mobs. Let's track hidden. And see if that will get them out of their hiding. So we will need to go into the in between both of the buildings and click an item there. The real problem aren't that much the Night Runners here. They are an issue, but not the real problem. The real problem are the enchanters, the casters. They nuke very, very hard. As always, same strategy. I'm always preaching. Clear kind of your exit path, and with us effectively killing all of the hidden enemies here, that allows us to do exactly that. The enchanters are level 27. That's not great. Let's see if I can get them down. Yeah, we have added one additional one. That's fine so far. Good. We're pulling him back because there are more of these guys inside the building. And you can see they nuke indeed quite hard. 116. But luckily for us, they also take a lot of damage, and the hunter is one of the classes that fares very well against casting classes. A for pushback, not that that matters so much for NPCs, but also casters tend to want to stay at range, which means you're basically having a DPS check, your DPS versus theirs, which more often than not favors you. They also have a relatively low armor, which is excellent. So this, on the other hand, slowing poison, yeah, not great. Big issue for us. Alright, taunt resist and a couple of parries. No, that wasn't so good. We're almost done with pulling all of them. Luckily no respawn yet. just eating up, and we're almost there. But you can see if you're poisoned and on top of it you have slow poison, and then there's another kind of hidden defies pillager coming out of the undergrowth, that can add up to be a real problem. And if on top of it someone is just throwing fireballs at you, well, then it's typically time to say goodbye. Cool. So, I would say we're shortly going to trade in all of the quests in Darkshire, and then we're taking it from there. So fast forward for the trade-in. Alrighty, time for a trade-in. Let's go. This one here looks good. 12 slot ammo pouch. That's actually a huge upgrade. We should do that quest. What do we need to kill for that? Oh, it's a red quest. Plague spiders. Yeah, that's not happening right now, but it is one of those quests that you definitely would want to come back for.
Be careful.
Cool. So we got a new recipe. Matter of fact, 2 new recipes. That's not too bad.
Hey there.
Just double checking. The lean wolf lengths, we still need those for our recipes. Okay, good enough. I think the goofy spider legs, I mean, you know what, maybe we'll find more. That's okay for now. We got more quests though, before I digress. Which would be here.
Safe
Thank you.
travels. Light blessing. Go with honor, friend.
And that's not bad, but potentially not what we would be wielding.
Safe travel.
Gotta go there, gotta go there, and we gotta go down there. Working in the woods, we're too low for that. I will continue leveling the pet's damage. We'll buy 1 copper tube, although we could theoretically do those that ourselves, but it's very convenient because there is another quest up here that I think requires just a copper tube.
Greetings. Be careful. Well met. For the Alliance. Need help? Light bless you. Light be with you.
Oh, it was a bronze tube. Too bad. Oh Lord, how could I have forgotten about that?
Salutations.
Yeah, we could get a bronze tube, but not right now. Okay, 1 more trade in here, over here, take down the spiders and trade that in. Alright, so got quite a bit done here. Just cleared out all of the spiders and traded in most of the quests, and then there are now follow-up quests. Really not much done other than killing those low-level spiders, and I figured might as well get that done so that we can get a little bit extra XP. We've used our buffs very, very well this iteration. I am wondering if there is more than we can do at this point. Potentially not. I would guess our best bet is to either try Ashenvale or the wetlands. Both is fine. Ashenvale is like super far away, and the wetlands we haven't really given a good shot in any of the playthroughs, so maybe we're just going for the wetlands, level 25. It's not bad. Got another follow-up, Rod Blossoms. Okay, well, we can actually do that. And I think as long as there's a realistic chance for me to finish quests, I'll stay here, keep the episode alive. I would really like to do that Nightwatch quest, but that will need to wait a bit. That will need to wait a bit, and let's see. Finding the shadowy figure. Oh yeah, that was basically him again. Okay, cool. Well, let's do Rot Blossom first. And then we're trading in. Then we're going to Jitters. And we'll see what we're going to do afterwards. Alright, first point for us is getting the Rot Blossoms. And in order to do that, we're slaying the skeletal horrors. Another forced respawn spot where there is hyper spawn, so we can just stand here, essentially send the pet in, turn around, and let the auto attack do the rest. And I can just only say again, the amount or the absolute consistency of killing speed that you do have with this character is crazy. Every 15 seconds, one of these enemies just literally falls over. Very little resources that we need to use. If I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't even need to drink anything. Just slow down a little bit, use this mana. But I'm choosing to drink from time to time. And yeah. I mean, part of it is having an up-to-date weapon, but part of it most certainly is also just the class hunter. Zephyr just hit level 25, makes it easier for us, because now he's even out-leveling the enemies here. Yeah, and we need 8 drops. They're dropping relatively seldom, which is why I waited until we got like 6 out of 8. Takes a while to get all of them. Once we're done with that though, we can trade in the 8-legged menace and get that shadowy figure quest done. There we go. Moving on to our next trade-in. Good. Watcher Cufford is here. That's not a good sign, because that is the event that spawns Stitches, the legendary Duskwood undead, which is the donor of the name for this very server that we're playing on. Stitches spawns here and then runs basically to this camp, starts killing everybody, and then moves to the city. So we gotta be careful and very much aware of what's going on. Take a little bit of a detour. We do not have Feign Death yet, and Stitches is fast, hits very, very, very hard, and is not to be trifled with. You can even see the corpse lying here, which is, this is where Stitches comes out of the woods. Or this here, like either of those locations. Okay, very good. Look at that, that's a long, long quest chain. Return to Sven, proving your worth. Yeah, I mean, listen, Duskwood has a lot of quests for the upper 20s, lower 30s as well, so we're not going to do all of the quests at once. But I think we've done very, very well with regards to getting all of the initial quests done. Return to Sven, then I think we're going to return to Duskwood. And I would say our job then is more or less done. We have plenty of quests to trade in left, right and center, and that's what I would focus on doing next. And moving to the wetlands afterwards. So let's trade in the last quest. Think about what went well. I think overall, I mean, doing almost 2.5 levels here in Duskwood, that definitely went well. Not so well the whole thing in the Dead Mines. So that's unfortunate because I prepared all of it. But I just can't see myself going into the Dead Mines with level 25. Stockades could be a thing, but the stockades, like, well, it's almost more level 28-ish. Maybe it's not 27. So some of it is already yellow and no longer orange. So maybe that is something, but I would rather do Black Pheasant Depth first before going anywhere else.
What can I do for you? Be careful.
Yeah, and now we're definitely at the higher end level. Anyways, look guys, that was the good, the bad and the ugly of Duskwood. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.